yesterday we checked out Grommet, and at first it was like kinda meh, but then I realized that it's actually pretty good. Off stream, I configured it even more, and turns out it's even better than I thought. And once I like configure the chat to be correct, one day I'll make it so it's just correct to begin with and doesn't take up that much space. Might actually have an idea as to how to do that. So let's launch Grommet, and boom, it's launched, immediately letting me draw, right? First of all, I set colors that I can use, and this. Much cuter than the defaults, and turns out, I'm not sure if I figured that out on stream, I don't think so. By default, right click is an eraser, and middle click is another color, which also has like an arrow at the end, and you can configure all of that. So I made it so whenever I also press down shift is the same color, but now it's bigger, and this. And I set my eraser to be on middle click instead, and on right click it's the color yellow. And if I shift middle click, my eraser is even bigger. So this versus this. Cool, isn't it? And instead of removing all of this by hand with an eraser, I can shift Alt F. And the program is still running. The cooler thing that I was able to do, I used to have two hotkeys, one that launches Grommet and another that closes it, but I don't actually need to have that, because this command, basically, if the PID of this program exists, meaning if it's running, then quit it. But if it's not, then you can launch it with the correct defaults and such, which I think is very cool. However, this disown is super unnecessary here. Yeah, isn't that great? You can now use a single hotkey to both launch and close the app. And I set it to meta F because at the end of the day, I'm gonna need to draw more often than do stuff with full screens. So meta G, now if we draw something, it will clear the screen, I think. I guess not. Then I forget what it does. Oh, right, it toggles like grabbing on my cursor. Now I can still use it. Press Meta G again, I can draw. Yeah, that's what it does. Okay, that makes sense. And Meta Alt G, full screens. So I like this setup a lot. Now Meta Q is still available, and it's a color picker now. So this is amazing. I can now, anytime I want to, just draw somewhere. It's great, and I love it. I forgot to fucking fill in my water before stream. I should add that to my list of things to do before starting streaming, probably. I have a list that I go through, like, okay, what's about the FPS that I'm using, because I kinda can't stream in 60 FPS. Do I have the screen keys program, and so on, so I don't forget stuff, and I still forget the other stuff. Another thing, you can run commands that control your Kitty instance inside of Kitty. And I had this issue that my other terminal that is made exclusively for timers, I needed to somehow capture this specific window to put it on the 8 desktop by default. But then if I wanted to change the title to something else, it doesn't actually update, which I found very annoying. But now I actually can basically, yeah, now I can do it via using kitty commands rather than what I have. So what I want to work on first right now is be able to change the window title of kitty. First of all, I have a lot of stuff that I haven't committed. Like, this is from yesterday, yet I still haven't. So let's go to dot files. Quite a lot of stuff isn't there. Let's gaff stage new. I'm so amazed that it just works. Add grommet config. Right, and maybe somebody who was watching yesterday wanted to check out the config and they couldn't. Because, like, yeah, basically here you go. Then these are unimportant. Colors though is let's close everything and then Z capital I dot files. Okay, so this can straight up just be committed with everything else. It's not particularly important. Now, this command I will be more specific with in terms of commits, because this explains an action where meta f is now both open and close. So let's do exactly that. Let's commit meta f is both open and close grommet. And this line will be committed along with the changes that we're going to make. Also unsure why it's still like being shown as modified. Like, what's up? Damn, VS Code is very slow sometimes. Okay, let's stage colors and name this commit. Actually, even better than that, let's rename. Kinda wished that just tab would work, which is why I'm always about pressing tab. It either works or it brings out a menu in like a second. It's pretty annoying. So rename colors to colors. The difference here being uppercase versus lowercase. And with my rename function I actually can do that. Usually it would throw an error saying this is the same file, even though it clearly isn't. So let's gaff stage new and gaff stage deleted. Rename colors. Boom. Okay. Good. So, the idea of what we're going to do for Kitty, currently how I set the title of the current window, I do set title and then I tell it what it needs to be. And actually this is just me setting a variable of the session. How this works is that in built-ins I redefined fish title. And fish title is a fish function that defines what the name of basically your tab in the terminal is going to be called like. So if title, just like a normal variable, is set and it's not an empty string, then we just print that variable as the title. So basically, let's do something like blah 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 and then maybe into less. Oh, I guess it wouldn't work here, right? Let's do it in a different window. Let's open another one and blah 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 blah, boom. You can see at the top the window title of the terminal where it says tilde and then gh, basically the current directory, colon, and then the command that's currently running. So this is the default, but if I go ahead and say title else, now it's just else, and even if I do this command again, it does not update the title. And that's how I currently do it. But if I change the title within kitty and not fish, then even if I set the variable title, nothing gets changed. So to go around that, what I'm going to do is use kitty tab renaming instead of fish. So first of all, this will no longer be needed, I don't think. Unless in situations where I'm, for some odd reason, am not using kitty. Okay, I'm not gonna delete that because this is cool functionality that may be useful in some situations, and reverting it because I then realized that it's useful is going to be more annoying than just having it here as an option. So let's go to abbreviations and just add a new one. Abbreviation -a. It's going to be st for set title, and it's empty, so we can use it. And basically we kitten, and then I forget, but we just had it. Let's put it like this. Set window title, and after that we just set what it needs to be. So let's gf to source the config.fish, and go here, for example. I can st, I didn't gf here, now I did, st, and now, I don't know, fucking ass, boom, and it got changed. And then let's do this thing once again for testing. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't change here, which is not surprising, I guess. I'm just showing it off, I guess, how it works. But what's cool about this now is that I can st nothing, boom, and set erase title as well. And now it actually goes back to using the default one. So now I can set the window title of kitty and remove it whenever I need. So the reason is, why do I even need this? Let's go to window rules, and let me show off something to you. We have timer kitty here. I needed to have a way to make sure that this timer auto starts on reboot in this virtual desktop specifically. But when you start the timer, it's just called this and nothing else. So does this one and every other kitty terminal. But I needed a way to separate this one from every other one. So what I decided to do is to call this terminal timer kitty the first time it starts up. But if I use the, let me show it, kitty capital T option to set a title, which I do use for this window, and do like timer kitty, boom. So it also sets the title, right? But the difference here is that even if I do this, nothing changes. Straight up. I cannot unset this window title. But if I use this instead, in the command that launches this terminal for the first time, now it's not an issue. Because sure, it sets it to timer kitty. This is pretty much what it does. But then I can just reset it to anything I want. So this terminal is for timers that I need for whatever reason. Maybe I'm cooking food and I need timers for food. So I do food, boom, and it actually works. So the extra reason why I'm so obsessed about window titles so much is because, okay, we have turned down here. Let's do another one. And it's rotate. I'm not sure how to explain the concept of rotate correctly, but I guess it's a timer that keeps on reminding me to go rotate, I guess, the food. Okay, if we did not have, hold up, if we did not have this title here, how the fuck do you tell which one is which? So sure, right now it's easy to tell, and it's also possible to tell because one is going up and another is going down. All right, that's fair. What if we add another one? Let's call it rice, because that's when I started cooking rice. And turn down this. Okay, so maybe this one, you understand what it implies. But these two? Only thing you have to go off of is the times. Oh, I remember that I started cooking the meat before the rice. You have to do this mental calculation for no reason. While if you have names, you can just look and see that, oh, this is for food, this is for rice, this is rotate. And it's immediately way more clear. So this is the reason why I'm so obsessed. So now it's quite great. All right then. Let's commit this as a single thing. Kitty, window titles set by kitty, set with kitty commands. Boom, we did that and that. I actually misnamed the previous stream. I was going to figure out an audio player, but then recognized that, oh, actually, like the whole fucking grommet situation took far more of my time and energy. But today, while looking at something, let's go to music. Wow, no. Like this, and boom. And try to open a track. Boom. It's looking oh, why in the living and that hell would you use MPV? God damn it. Yes, Haruna. We go to chat, we put it here. Boom. Right? So this is actually already almost exactly what I want. Like, what am I even talking about? I wanted to have this bar and pretty much that's it. Well, who's stopping me from just making this window way smaller and using Haruna, the video player, as an audio player as well? Nobody except Haruna, because it doesn't let you make it smaller than this, which is crazy. But the solution is very, very easy. You just make a window rule for Haruna where you ignore requested geometry and force it. This actually may be all we need, but no. Okay. You might also need to set other stuff. So minimum, yes, minimum size right now is kind of crazy. Let's set it to what I usually set it to, 100 by 100. Because anything lower is just super unnecessary, and anything higher I don't particularly care. See, and now it works. So I basically just have a bar of music right here. And funnily enough, I still have access to the playlist, which I did not expect. But the bigger question that I just thought of, can I fuck with my tiling script to make some applications have a certain size to begin with, rather than being resized to whatever the tiling script is telling us to do? Let's detect properties. And set size to be this by default. Right? No, not this. So initial. I'm thinking of something else. I feel like there was a thing that basically said, oh, this is the initial size that it starts with, but I guess not. I guess it's just size. So, okay, so apply initially. Let's close this and open this. Holy shit, it's so small. Boom. Boom. It's fucking MPV again. Ah, fuck. Okay, let's go and fix that right now. It's actually pretty simple, but just annoying that I have to do it at all. Let's go to default applications, which goes us to files associations, which I should have gone to immediately, but I forgot. So Haruna should be first. And I think MPV is a dependency of Haruna, which is why I have to have it, I think. If I remember correctly, you can paru remove MPV and it will warn you that, oh, this is a dependency of this. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, yeah. That's great. The fact that it just makes sure that everything is fine there. That's very, very convenient. That way you can also check like I just did. It's pretty cool. Okay. So Haruna will now open MP3 and let's just do it like immediately and make wave files also open with it. Boom. Okay. Here we are. And let's open it again. Let's try again. Ah, see, so it's not using the default size that I set. It still is resizing to whatever the tiling script requires it to. Which makes sense, like incredible sense. Just low-key unfortunate. Okay. So yeah, I can absolutely just use Haruna as an audio player as well. Just kind of didn't come to me that I can just make it smaller and it satisfies exactly what I want. Now, gaps. I want to try out using gaps between windows. I've seen some people use them, and I think they may actually work for me this time. Because sometimes they look very ugly. But maybe this time they're gonna be good. Okay, so let's configure Cronkite. Limit the width of tiled windows. Ratio the max width to screen height. Let's do like 4. I have no clue. Can I like restart it somehow? Yeah, I can. Right now it looks a bit goofy. Let's see how it looks in other places. Yeah, a bit goofy. Right? Silly, even. Why do you fucking... Chat, can you stop trying to be the master window? Is there something like, make sure this window is never a master window? That would be nice. This is interesting. But I probably don't want it. But it's definitely interesting. Let's try to make it like 8. Why 8 specifically? Good question, but like, okay, this works a bit better actually. Right? Yeah. Especially like seeing more of the wallpaper, especially with the terminal already being transparent slightly. That's like pretty cool. Yeah, okay, I like it, I think. Let's try opening another window. Like record. Yeah, it gets even better, I think, once you introduce another window. However, it like lights out almost blindingly. So let's go back to no gaps and see if I truly like those or not. Boom, and boom. Yeah, I like this more, after all. I want to get better at using my tiling window manager. I think I'm pretty fucking bad, which is why I don't tile that much. To be fair, most of the time I want the entirety. Like the entirety of my screen to be taken up by a single window. Like with the terminal, for example, I would rather, say I do paro or something and it shows me a bunch of columns, I would rather have enough space for all of those columns, you know? Same goes for VS Code. I would rather have... Seriously, a tractor? He makes a return. Like, a lot of streams ago, there was like roadworks happening, and these tractors just kept coming. And now he's back! Ah! Yeah, I don't think gaps are for me after all. Okay. First of all, I need to get used to using rotate. Oh, and... I thought I had counter rotate. Let's go to shortcuts. Like... Yeah, like currently I'm not using all the features effectively, while I should. Like, what the fuck is rotate part? I think I tried a lot to understand what it meant. I ended up not understanding it still. Is float, like, does it mean float the current window? Let's see. Let's open Dolphin and do this. Oh, hold on. First of all, we apply. Yeah. So it floats the current window. I've seen situations where I wanted that. So actually, sure. And if I do this, it unfloats it. Okay, that's actually super huge then. That's like humongous. That's very big. Damn, that's actually useful. Let's write that down. Okay. So meta alt y float toggle pretty much, and st to change title. Okay, so now I can toggle floating of the current window. Super cool. I can also rotate. Yeah, rotating is probably far more useful than I'm giving it credit for, so I just kind of wish it could rotate back, you know? And I haven't found that. Right, like we have rotate but no rotate the other way. A rotate part is something different, which once again I could not figure out for the life of me. Boom. Also, the hotkey that I have to open Dolphin is super useless, because I would usually just open the folder that I actually need through doing something like this. Bad example, because a lot of stuff there. Okay, what's happening here? 2, it says. So this should be a master window. Let's rotate them. Make them bigger. Okay, let's try having a hotkey to rotate part to try to understand what the fuck that is. Okay, so first of all, float will be this, and where's the rotate part? Streamer moment. Streamers are really often like blind. Okay. I want to re-enter it because it often is blind as well. Also, yeah, I should be using like moving the window more often rather than try to always do things with, oh, make this a master window. No, not necessarily needed. You can just move the window to where it's supposed to be. K-Win. Yes. Float is there. And a rotate part is there. Okay, so what the fuck is a rotate part? Okay, that's actually huge. And effectively, I have my chat here. Not sure how much it's scrolled down, but somewhat. And I have all the other stuff. Yeah, there is like a skill level to this thing that I should be developing rather than stagnating that, oh, I just use very simple parts of the functionality, but otherwise I'm powerless. I shouldn't be doing that. So let's write this down so I can implement it into my like usage of it. So meta T is float toggle. Meta Y is rotate. Meta Alt Y is rotate part. We finally understood what the fuck that is. Okay, let's go to the Windows script itself. Can I make it? Okay, maximize, yes. Yeah. I want to be able to change by how much resizing is happening, but it doesn't seem to be here. So I'm kind of like confused. Also, I need to remember that I can do this absolutely. There's nothing wrong with resizing things with the mouse sometimes if it feels like the correct way to go. Like, if I have my mouse in hand, I can use the mouse. Like, it's fine. It's when I don't that I should be using the keyboard, obviously. Right. Boom. So what happened here? Meta T is now toggle. Meta Y is actually more useful than I think to rotate stuff, and then we have Meta Alt Y to rotate part, which usually, it's more useful even now. This situation that I often do by doing something like this, I can instead just do this. I did not know that. That is actually immense. Okay. Cool. So gaps do not work, and we figured out a bit more of Cronkite and how it's supposed to work. Like, boom, you know? Isn't that great? This scroll bar is tripping me up. Okay, let's go to window rules and try to fucking fix the chat. And we'll do that by, I think, fixing this. Let's add property size, boom, and geometry. Personally, I think everything should just ignore geometry to begin with. And this 100 by 100. And that's where K-ruler comes into play. Let's actually put it here so that I remember that I installed it. K-ruler, and it tries to, actually I don't mind it tiling. How much is 100? Oh, that's very small. Okay, so that's fine. It's not often that when something tiles, I'm okay with it. Oh, well, I usually want things to tile, obviously. That's why I use a tiling script, after all. But these, like, utility windows, I usually want to float. So I was ready to press window Meta T to do that, but actually here it worked immensely, in my opinion. All right then. And if what happened is, like, maybe it split like here and it became this window, what I could do is probably rotate part to put it under chat or something of that nature, you know? So I have more tools than I think I do. So size, apply. I'm looking for minimum size, I think. Minimum, yeah, minimum size. Just size is not what I'm looking for. 100 by 100. Boom. So anything lower than that is just unnecessary to be able to do. For the most part, that's why I keep using that. And with this, let's also make it that by that. Boom. And it did nothing. Like, it just gets moved out there. after a certain point, instead of just being compressed as a window, which I find very strange. See, like it moves rather than being resized, which I find very annoying. We have ignore geometry. Is there something else that we could set? What's the window type? Window role is a browser. What happens if I try to resize this to a ridiculous extent? So this is fine. It's not even the browser's issue. It's specifically the chat. God damn, I hate this chat window. Also, why is it in like 144p Lamau? What could be the case? Pretty much everything, if you set it to ignore geometry, it actually does ignore geometry. So I'm confused why it doesn't for the chat. I would much rather it actually become smaller than keep like resizing. Super confused. Let's try reopening the chat. Yeah, it still gets moved. Which is like, ugh. One day. Probably one day I'll just write an application that shows the chat, like maybe in the terminal or something. Like somehow getting the API to the chat. Because this one is just horrible. Like, oh my god. Right, and I want to set a hotkey. Boom. To all window. Okay, Windows. That's a lot of stuff. Toggle present. Toggle present. Yes, toggle present all windows is going to be this, because it's kind of cute. Oh god damn, it's kind of slow when I'm streaming. Usually, oh, it got faster and slower again. How interesting. Like all of this, kind of wish that I could draw here, but I guess I can't. All of this is entirely too much information, but if I know specifically what I'm looking for, the windows jumping around like that, yeah, is very cute, which is why I want it. And also it shows the window and its size, which is very cool. Hold up. Huh, wait, there was a thing that showed the chat in OBS, right? So we have tools. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Like chat from OBS. That, I'm sure, is much better. And also is going to be more convenient because, fuck, damn, I'm loud. Hold up. Let me be a bit less loud. Boom. Once I click streaming, I'll immediately get the chat instead of having to go get it. Let's ask Find about it. I remember having a stream chat window by OBS, but now I can't figure out how to get it on Endeavor OS KDE. I just put that in there just to make sure in pretty much every single one of my questions, because it will probably assume I'm on Windows. Yeah. That's not what I am talking about. Can you like get on with it? I can't quite control C this shit because it's not what I'm asking for. I also need to see the chat, not only the people watching. What I'm trying to do is not set chat, is not just have chat visible to my viewers, but to me as well as a window. The pop-out YouTube chat window is pretty bad, and I remember having a different chat window by OBS. I want a better. How do I get it? Let's say this. What? Oh. Wait, hold up. Okay, so I think this is more correct. So we go there and open the chat window. Well, I kind of wish that it would like go to the actual window. Okay, let's add another source. No such thing as browser. Yeah, it's not here. Super not here. I don't have that. Are there alternatives to the pop out chat YouTube window. Like, please, it's so bad. It's so ridiculously bad. Not in the stream overlay. I have a single screen, like... Yeah. Yeah. Hold up. You'll see my account. God damn it. I think, at least. Okay. Let's Google Actually, what am I doing? I can select it. And Google it like this. Like Shirley, right? That's fair. I saw the Ukraine logo. This sounds like it's for users, not for content creators, but maybe I'm wrong. Also, it's for the player, so it's also not the same idea. Let's ask a better question. On KDE, I can't make the YouTube pop-out chat window any shorter than some value. If I try to make it smaller, it just moves instead of being resized. Maybe there's a solution to this. However, I still would like straight up like a better chat. That's not the issue, I don't think. I use KWin. Basically a non-answer. I mean, like, fuck, you know? Also, this fucking scroll bar is stressing me out. The fact that it's not all the way here because of the padding. And once again, we only have padding because of this fucking annoying ass window. Yo. How would I grab the text from this window? The solutions that are currently coming into my head are all kind of bad. So I kind of can't. Okay, what's this? Okay. Where do I click? Where? Oh, here. Sure. It's probably talking about stylus, right? Probably. Huh. That's actually a good idea. Like the chat just having the chat and nothing else. Why? Okay, so remove background. No, I don't think so. But this to only show the chat, that does sound interesting. So chat, no, boom, boom, boom. Wait, what? Yeah, it just ignores the closing brackets. That's hilarious. Okay. Actually, let's even copy everything. And go to stylus. YouTube chat. Boom, boom. Oh, it's even worse. Display overflow. Wait, what? Let's, I guess, try it again. What in the living hell? What's wrong with you? Why are my copies just suddenly wrong? It just ignores this in display. Super confused about this. Overflow. Cool. Yeah, super cool. And now, since it's because just it's fuck, it's just chat, it should be good. But obviously I'm not going to just trust it. So let's type a message and pop it out again. Oh no, really? So it still requires to be at least some amount of big. So it's a non-solution. Unless, I guess, there are more to this than meets the eye. No. No, there aren't. Actually, I just remove it. Like, why in the living hell is it just not allowed to be less than something? I think there we can figure that out. Plus I have no, like, I guess, oh, I can like ban and stuff with that. But yeah, not exactly what I'm looking for. Boom. Back again. So, I guess there is somewhere in this window that basically defines cannot be lesser than a certain amount. And we need to remove that. Where exactly that is, good question. Yeah, I know, like, shut up. Also, why are you white mode? That's very annoying. Can I set you... Aww, focus debuggy. How cute. Dark. Cool. So, let's look through these things. Also, oh, hilarious. Paper dialogue colors. Height. YouTube icon height. YTD, navbar. So these are pretty much just variables, I guess. Right? YT, navbar, title line height is not defined. Let's do it this way. Let's key ruler. I want it to be vertical. Oh, it's just R. Cool. Right, so when does it get squished? After more than 500. So I guess a bunch of things get added together to make up. Oh, yeah, you have to be at least this. Like, I doubt that it's just a single thing. But if it is, it would be very convenient. Ooh! YT report for model renderer min width is this. Vertical, horizontal. Okay, say I set it to like 100. Boom. Stop changing, just fucking escape. Nuh-uh. Oh. Oh, interesting, I fucked it up. Right? Wrong. I see. I think now it is getting resized, actually, instead of being moved, but then it just doesn't have enough space. Which is like, ugh. Caption font weight. Oh, that's font weight. That's not what we're looking for. It said this. Where did you fucking go? To another fucking country. What the fuck? 100 pixels. The amount of CSS you have to do in this shitty fucking chat is insane. Vertical width. Oh my god. Like, I'm in the fucking input box. Let me change the fucking number without also changing the PX. Uh-huh. Interesting. Oh, I see. So it gets moved still. Say we open, like, I don't know, memes. And rotate part. Trying to understand what's happening here. I think now the chat is allowed to be smaller. Can you be smaller? What the fuck? I want to somehow put this below. I cannot understand how the fuck do I do that. Like this. Where am I? Here am I. Boom. 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 Okay. Uh-huh. So the previous issue of the chat can only be so small is no longer here, and we can indeed make it smaller, because usually what would happen is that beyond a certain point it would not change size. Okay, what happens if we like reload the chat? I guess it won't let us. Okay, so it plays a bit nicely. However, still, I do want a better experience than this. Hmm. Studio mode. Cool. Scenes. Sources. Okay, say we window capture. The chat. Where is it? Here it is. Let's crop bottom. Boom. And can I have it? Can you please just give me that? Fuck, that's a lot of stuff. So no, that's doesn't seem like to be what I'm looking for. Scene. Media source jack input client. No. Let's try asking again. How do I install the stream chat plugin that pops out as a window for OBS? Like, I remember it existing. Surely it exists, right? Right? I hate that it does that. Like, obviously I installed OBS, that's why I'm asking. Yeah. There is no such thing as a plugins menu, I'm pretty sure. Right? Yeah, obviously. Just makes up some things that doesn't exist. Cool. And there's no browse plugins. There's no plugin browser. Really? What a terrible experience. Gonna be honest. Oh, I can make chat a bit. Yeah. For more precision, I can use the mouse, which I never considered to do. It's somewhat unnecessary, but cool to be able to. Unless if I remove this and the padding, it just shows the chat. How about that? Let's try it. Let's try inspecting it. And we just iron pages. I think this. So we just copy, select drawer, go to. That actually may be true, now I think about it. This may work. Possibly. Can I, like, copy this entire thing? Edit as HTML? Yes. Just take everything. Content pages, then CF this. Display none. And basically I go here, display none. And everything gets hidden. That's not quite what I wanted. Okay. Oh, so not that, but the thing under. Yes, this. Let's edit as HTML. Take this. Probably not to that extent. Let's check. Yep, not to that extent. Let's take this. So these are in pages, not those. Here it's easier to see, so let's look from here. These iron pages, we go and say display none, boom. But there's still this like window. Let's try to remove it. Oh, paddock bottom. Oh, that's what I said, by the way. Oh, so if I remove my own thing, it's supposedly going to work. Yeah, so if we go here, ayo. Nah. Okay, well, maybe let's go to stylus. YouTube chat, and take all this and put it here. right? We save and we pop it out again. You don't need to be that huge. Right, forgot to type a message. Message. And just doesn't show it. Ah! I think it's because the Iron Pages thing is incorrect. Yeah. Let's remove this for now. Save and open chat. And inspect. Up, up, up. Iron Pages, panel pages. No, not this. Yeah. Let's edit as HTML. No, not you. You. And now this should be a master window, but for some reason it's like, I would rather not. Go here, boom. So still, like, at the top, it can only be so small, after which it will basically say, nope, cannot be smaller. And this is a huge fucking size to be the minimum. Let's try to figure that out, though. What is this element? Who sets this minimum height? Is it just in line? I don't think I set it. Yeah, I don't. Fucking 10. Boom. I will literally punch a hole through the chest of whoever fucking edited there. How dare you? I will kill your entire family with a pen to make sure they suffer. Why the fuck would anyone think that was a good idea? I'm the developer, and I think that giving more flexibility to the program is bad. Fuck you. But on the other hand, I now have it fixed. Fixed is a weird way to say it, but this is pretty much what I wanted. Now this chat is, I guess, pure. Right? We are in VS Code. Boom. So minimum height is just 10. Let's make it bigger to see whether this we can also remove. How does it look vertically? Oh, I see. Actually, this space is completely fine to exist. Once more messages are typed in here, they will just fill the space, but that brings a question. Let me type something in from my phone so I can check. Let's type in blech. And it breaks everything, Lamau. Huh. What? Oh. Ah, because it's still interesting. Because it resets it when there is a new message? What? Mm-hmm. So the thing below is just, oh, you asked us to give more space, here you go, but there's nothing in here, basically. Okay, let's take this as HTML. And set minimum height to 10. To 0, actually. To absolutely make sure. Boom. So this minimum height is, sure, 10 pixels. And just in case, minimum width is also 10 pixels. Let's bloomp. And no, not this, but this instead. Save. Okay. Where were we? So it does set the minimum height to 10, which is great. But I guess it calculates the height depending on the amount of messages. So if I go like this, I will be missing the other messages. Right? Let's go here. Yeah, like I can't scroll any longer. So this thing, let's comment them just so I remember in the future. Chat box. Entire chat box. And this is place for chat. Okay. So once I move it down, it doesn't scroll up, but it instead collapses the other messages, which is not what I want. What happens if I type another message? Oh, that's even worse. What's happening there though? It sets the new height. And updates the minimum height even though I set it myself. Because this is not strong enough. Let's set it to importance. How do we do this? Import. How do I use important in CSS? Show code example. Thank you. Well, that's not what I expected. Important, boom. And I'm hoping it will override, and it does. That's great. Because here I need to fight with inline styles, which, you know, still, it doesn't reach the last message of what I have. Let's try this out with another message. It doesn't break anymore, which is great. It confirms that everything works, but yeah. What happens if we set this height to like 100? Kinda annoying that they're not scrollable, not gonna lie. Overflow hidden. Don't. What other overlay? Yeah, scroll. I guess not. I'm guessing not. Hidden. Okay. So we made it so basically now I can only see the last 3 messages, which is obviously not what we want. Oh, huh. They got updated for some reason. Oh, because a person said hi. Hello. I'm trying to fix YouTube chat and it's super not working. So, the height is calculated automatically. I'm unsure why the scroll bar is not there though. There's lots of issues with YouTube chat, but the main one that I'm trying to battle with is that once you make it a certain... So this is the minimum height that it can be, and once I start resizing it more, instead of scrolling up, basically, letting me see your message currently, it just does this bullshit. And I want to figure out how to make it be correct, basically. Let's repop out chat to undo the CSS changes that I did. See, like, yeah, it's super weird. That's actually even better, but I'm not sure it's like a thing. The way it puts messages into here is probably done like more on their side rather than be able to use CSS to like revert it or something. Okay, so scrolling does work, fuck, in theory. Oh, because there's not enough to scroll, so it like bugs out. That's hilarious. Neither am I, at least in CSS. I'm like very much a newbie in CSS, so I'm battling with it as well. So I need to somehow figure out how to fit all the messages. Yeah, I need to figure out a way to make this have a smaller like default size. I'd find a way, if possible, to reverse the order they are shown. That would actually be like very, very good. But my instincts tell me that it's going to be more difficult than not. So currently what I can do is set the height to be like smaller than all the messages here, which makes me only see, for example, last 3 messages, which is kinda a solution, but it's a bad one because I can never scroll back if I want to. So I am not supposed to touch height. What about this? Overflow Y scroll. Flex basis. Well, then you need a way to auto scroll down to newest message. That's not necessarily an issue. The issue is displaying all of the messages, but basically cropping from the top rather than from the bottom like it currently is doing. I can make the scroll bar different. Cool. This is like super difficult. I have no experience with CSS. And it's like, the amount of variables that they're using, it's a lot. YouTube live chat app. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nope. Lamau just starts being white. And this. I have some C#, but only in relation to Unity game dev, and even that is still noob level. I also have some C# experience. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Let's go! Охуеть! Ебать! Wow! Damn! Found it! I fucking found it! Oh, wow, holy shit! I found it! Fuck yeah! That's amazing! That's super cool. Okay, so YouTube live chat app. Yeah, I guess so. It's very often actually that when like I'm streaming for say an hour and I can't figure something out, then a person comes into the chat and suddenly I get it. And suddenly like everything works. This keeps happening and I'm in love with it, to be honest. Fuck, that's great. So, we take this, basically. YouTube live chat app. Okay, so we take this as HTML. Boom. Fuck yeah, I'm so happy that it finally like worked. So we take a div with this, then with this, boom, boom. Where am I? Boom. And oh, thanks for subscribing. We set minimum width and minimum height. Minimum width and minimum height to also none. Sure, let's make it 10 pixels to make sure I don't accidentally just make it ridiculously small where I can't unsmall it. 10 pixels is still very, very small, but it's visible. So let's take this. Boom. Boom. That's so nice. Like, finally. Oh my god. I was battling with this YouTube chat ever since I started streaming. And I have quite a lot of hours of stream content on my channel. Like, they're all on a playlist with stream VODs, and even a playlist with stream VODs, but with the reversed order. I have a lot. And throughout this whole time, I was battling with fucking YouTube chat. And finally I have it fixed. However, now... now I don't have a way to, like... type in messages of my own, which is funny. Like, I don't have the input box, which, to be fair, like, that's whatever. Thank you very much. Like, no, it's not weird because I made it so. Like, I removed it to try to fix this issue. Because I was like, oh, maybe if I remove this and I can resize it correctly. And it helped, but I don't think it's worth it necessarily, you know? So what we're gonna do now is bring it back and see how well that will work. So this is place for chat, and place for chat is this window that contains these like elements, and for some reason the minimum height and width, I think, of it are set like by the website. So that's why we do this, to make sure that there are no restrictions. And this, let's explain this immediately. Streaming is very cool because you get to explain things both to yourself and to people watching. Like, maybe I'm not the only streamer that was incredibly annoyed by YouTube chat. And another streamer programmer watches this and they're like, oh my god, right, fuck yeah, I can now fix this for myself. It's like a sharing experience, which is why I love streaming so much. And I get to talk like everything out. I recently realized that I'm at least slightly autistic, so I go very deep into a single thing and then get obsessed about it. So I need to talk through the entire thing to calm myself down. And streaming is perfect for that, pretty much. Because if I'm alone, I'll usually just not be bothered to talk. It's like, I'm too lazy. But if I'm streaming, obviously I'm going to talk. So it's like a nice benefit. Right, so let's explain this thing. What even is this? Place, that's also place for chat. Scrollable area. That's, I think, the best way I can explain it. Let's take all of this and put it here. No, not there. Here. So now I have this chat box and I can't see the chat, but the cool thing about it is that I can just make the window bigger and see chat normally. So I didn't even need to make any CSS changes to like re-enable chat for myself. I just bring it back and boom, I can still see chat normally. However, nothing wrong with being autistic. Honestly, I deep dive topics and get somewhat hyper-focused too. However, I don't think I would say I'm autistic, maybe a bit. That was also like my feeling about autism for like a long while, actually. Like, I'm a massive lefty, and it's very important to me that I don't, I guess, protrude, not sure if that's a word, onto the struggles of other people, taking the label while not actually being as much in struggle as they are. So basically, if I called myself autistic without being fully sure of it, it's as if I'm downplaying their struggle. Obviously, that's not my intent, but it may feel like that to autistic people, and that's valid, I think. So that's why I like shied away from really even discovering, I guess, the theme, like the thing of autism. But recently, talking with a friend, I realized quite a lot of things that I do and how my brain works that, yeah, no doubt, I'm on the spectrum. Yeah, it is a scale. And I think I'm pretty low on the scale. But there's this phrase that I know autistics hate, understandably so, once again, is the phrase of everyone is a bit autistic. I super understand how infuriating it may sound from a completely neurotypical person who says, oh, aren't we all a bit autistic? No, Jason, you aren't. You're the normalest person I know, you know? So with those kind of thoughts, I didn't want to take the label too fast, even if it felt like it applied to me, to not, I guess, offend autistic people. But yeah, pretty much like yesterday or the day before yesterday, I realized that yeah, I'm definitely on the spectrum, and not in the sense of everyone is. No, like legit. Uh, and as I realized it, it explained a lot of stuff. The reason why I can talk so well, if you've been watching the stream, I'm probably not talking super well, but I talk somewhat well. Yeah, that's as bad as all lives matter. Yes, yes, it's dismissive of the struggles when said that way. I completely agree. Yeah, I pay a lot of attention to things like that. The reason Black Lives Matter, the reason why it's like focused on black, is because of the struggles that they have, and saying, yeah, I agree. Actually, all lives matter. It dismisses the issue at hand. It ignores it, and it must feel infuriating. It's infuriating to me, and I'm white, so yeah. But this way that, for example, this example may sound like silly without context, but with context, I think it can be understood better. Where's my cursor? Ayo. I too am white, lol. Yeah. How much I love Neovim. It's not just, oh, it's like effective for me to edit text, boom. No, that's not it. I'm far more, I guess, feeling about it. The fact that, let me do some cool action. The fact that I can system clipboard to yank GL. Hold up. To yank GL. Oh, that doesn't work with that text object. Okay, let's do a different thing. And then to yank inside next quote. That feels so nice, and especially using that fast, which I can do. It feels so satisfying moving around through my keyboard, doing actions as if I'm playing Tetris. This kind of feeling when it comes to interacting with something is very, very common for me to feel. And then I can pretty safely attribute to an autistic trait. And that's just one example. And as I thought about, I noticed a lot of different traits that I exhibit that are autistic. And I'm like, oh, well, shit. That makes sense now, you know? So I'm like worried, how many more, oh, kind of things am I going to discover this year? I discovered that I'm trans. I am now discovering that I'm on the spectrum. I am like questioning whether I'm asexual or maybe somewhere there as well. Next thing, I feel like I have to now be a furry. It's the law. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be surprised if I'm not. So, we brought back the chat, so we can just remove that. And we don't need this anymore because it actually works correctly. And like, holy shit. I did not know that minimum width and height affected OS windows. I thought it only affected like within the browser, but it also affects how the window is displayed, like the entirety of it. I'm super surprised about that. So, live chat message input renderer. I do feel there's some gatekeeping that happens. I've seen on posts on Twitter where some in the autistic community got mad at normies using terms like hyper-focused. I can see that, like, that's understandable, but I think at this point, hyper-focused is more of a neutral word, not just autism-related. It's just a very useful word, even if hyper and hyper-focused is different for some people. but like I can see the annoyance. First thing that I'm gonna do is remove this. Well, no, not remove. I'm going to comment it out so that we can re-CSS how the chat looks. What I want to do is remove this, this, and this, and this to make it just be chat, and maybe, if possible, remove these two, so that it's a small thingy that just has chat, and everything is chat messages, so that I can both type in chat if I want to, and read. Like, I don't know what other word to use. I know, right? I'll spend weeks researching how to grow mushrooms out of pure curiosity. I have no interest in growing them myself. Okay, I feel like that's definitely hyperfixation. Like, the word was invented for this type of thing, most definitely. For me, hyperfixation reveals in things like what I'm currently doing. I feel like the average person would be like, like, whatever, it's kind of bad, but okay. But I'll notice a small imperfection, and I will, like, dig until I figure it out. Which also comes from OCD, which I discovered I have, like, a long while ago. And now I can handle it way better, where I understand where I'm getting too crazy, and I stop. And that's why I give up too easily. Because if I don't, it will be a threat to my mental health. Basically, I have to fucking juggle a lot of things. But oh well. What's more important to me is to not have all these things. More so to understand how I work, so I can work with myself. Thank you. Are you also trans? Or hold up. Or are you the person that I've been talking to for 3 days? Oh, okay. You're not. That's great. Thank you. Always great to see people supporting trans people. So all these things that, yeah. So these we don't have to change. Let's take this and put there. Or lesbian, though. Cool. I think I'm bisexual. And think because I think I'm asexual as well. So I'm like unsure. And no, this is my first time here. Oh, I see. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy the stream. So these are fine. This is a scrollable area. Here we don't need to change anything else, I'm pretty sure. And place for chat. So now what we need to do is change how this whole thing operates. So let's take this, and you can be both bi and asexual. Yeah, I know. It's more so, basically, am I bisexual or biromantic? Is more so my question. Yeah, everything is a scale, which I enjoy. It's not like clear and cut how often people want to make it to be. I can make this blue to a different color. Because I kind of dislike blue. So I could make it a different color. Cool. So, let's inspect and start just deleting shit. Just straight up destroying it. It's funny how it takes some time for it to load up. It's kind of like hilarious. So is there a div basically that holds all these buttons together? I'm guessing so. That's usually how it works. So many divs. So buttons, container. I think this. Hold up. Ooh, so I can copy like this. That's useful. Boom. Finally, I figured out a better way to grab this. So, display flex, and no, instead of display flex, we do display none. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted. Okay. Display none. So we can remove this because it seems like we don't need it. Div, I'm not even sure if it's a div, but div with buttons under chat input box. By the way, the people watching the VOD, for example, if you're autistic, I'm super interested to hear your thoughts on my thoughts. Well, to be more specific, I want to be validated because I'm, like, as I explained, very scared of taking a label that I'm not maybe, like, basically I'm not good enough for the label. The primary one that I use is Rust, and I've made a few programs in it. One is a random word generator that's actually useful. Second is a Git program to be able to stage, for example, all modifications or unstage all renames, stage all new files. Basically, an ability to stage or unstage different types of Git changes. It's super useful. It's called gaff. And the word generator is called uklaner. And then I made a show tracker called Floral Barrel that lets you track shows, but instead of using some database or anything that's too much, it just uses 3 files, and it gives you an interface to work with these 3 files. And it also, if you want to, makes commits automatically anytime you make like a change to one of these files. If you want to, you can make it a commit as well. That way you can back up and track your changes very easily. Yeah. So Rust is a great language. I'm enjoying it very much. So I super recommend it. Next thing that I want to remove is this. And it probably also has something along the lines of a div. Okay, so that's already too much. Like, what's here? Oh. Oh, interesting. So basically, this is a div that has the picture in the top left, I think. Well, I guess we'll figure that out. So, margin right. Let's add display none. Okay. Fuck yeah. Okay, so we take this. Boom. I don't make games myself. Was learning Unity game engine, but will likely switch due to recent events. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, what? At least I surely didn't expect it. So it's like, goddamn. I heard that Godot is pretty good. You can also use C# there, and Godot script. But if you know C#, why would you? You know. I watched the YouTube video by Farship about it, and it sounded pretty cool. I was always intimidated by Unity, so I never like even attempted to do anything in games. So display none. Next thing I want to do is basically make the padding here and here a bit smaller. I've been learning 3D art in Blender, so now I am torn. Why so? You can both of that is super useful for each other. You like do 3D models and animations in Blender and then like add them in Godot, I guess. But if he wants to make short films, you definitely should. If you feel like you want to, you should. Ooh, I just noticed those paddings, and where does it get them? Oh, I can probably like padding. Yeah, you absolutely could. Sometimes it's like it may take a lot more energy to do two things at a time, but if you really want to, it can work, absolutely. Is that another autistic trait? Wanting to do all the things? Possibly. Or maybe that's ADHD. I feel like that probably more, but I'm super uneducated on that. I only like feel the explanations of these like specialties. I don't actually fully know them, you know? Actually, before we change up padding, let's immediately remove this. So changing padding is going to be more precise. Okay, YouTube chat. Can you like... It used to just give me a thing that I could change the thing in the thing, you know? YouTube live chat message input render. I guess it's so simplistic because it's the only one in the entire file. I've always just struggled in choosing a direction and sticking with it. Same, like super same. The amount of different things I've tried, fuck, there are a lot of them. And people who know what they want to do. I eventually, after trying out a lot of different things, figured out what I want. So I think it's a matter of time and actually just giving yourself time to try these things out and notice what you like the best. And if you're not sure what you like the best immediately, it's okay to give yourself time to like do multiple things if that's what you want to do. Okay, so that's not what I needed to change. Can I like hold up. I need to grab this, but it's not like... Oh, because of... We streamers are so stupid. We're so dumb. YouTube live chat author chip. Display none. Cool. So let's take this. And actually let's just take everything. Boom. So I'm lucky. I have the support financially to be able to try and find my path, no matter how long it takes. That is great. I'm happy for you that that's the case. It's also the case somewhat in my situation, but it's a bit more pressureful. A lot of people don't have like the privilege of being able to figure out what they actually want to do, which is pretty sad. Avatar, or rather PFP, in chat input. And nickname in chat input. Okay, so now I want to have less padding pretty much. So let's inspect this. I know I feel bad, sometimes feel I should be doing more with what I have. It's a very unfair way of looking at it. It's a very like cruel way of looking at it. You have your road, you should just walk it, and how you do that is completely fine. It's your path, not anybody else's. Just because someone else would do it differently doesn't mean that you should feel bad for not doing so. Like, especially in programming, say you make a project and you make some special decisions in it, there will always be a person who says, actually, I would do it this way, but it's not them that are doing the project. You are doing the project. You get to decide how it's going to be structured, and that's super fine. How does 6 padding look? I would rather have equal padding everywhere, and right now it doesn't feel like it has equal padding. Yeah, it does not. So instead of having padding, let's have left padding, or I guess padding left. Yes, padding left. Like 3 pixels, for example. We don't we don't know yet. We'll figure that out. Then padding right. We will also start with 3 pixels and then figure out. I like the idea of that, so it may actually work. Can I ask where you're from? Like what state? I love that. I love hearing that. I want to know if you're in a safe state country. I'm from Russia, and it makes me really happy to realize that you thought that I was from America, considering that you said state. So yeah, no state. I'm from Russia. I know, right? It's as horrible as you would expect. In some things, I was really lucky in life. In other things, I got played a pretty bad hand. But overall, a good balance. Thank you. Definitely, yeah. Super unsafe. Yet somehow I have the balls to go outside in a skirt sometimes. Which is like, yeah, that's dangerous, but I want to be myself desperately. Well, you don't immediately get killed, let's say that, but you will there's a pretty high chance to be like harassed if you do. Well, I get that, but please be smart too. I carry pepper spray with me so that I can be stupid. And so far it's like workable, I guess. Oh, hi, Sast. I just realized that names stopped like appearing, and I'm guessing that's because of one of the CSS changes. Yeah, most definitely. I guess that explains why you're on at this hour. It's 3 a.m. here. It's 6 p.m. here. Yeah, my times are really weird, and I rotate my schedule, like sleep schedule, very often, so it gets even weirder. I want to make padding right a single pixel bigger. Yes, I'm that specific. No, that's bad. Looks kind of whack. Come on! 3! 3! The number 3! Yeah, 3 is the way to go. How does this look to you? Speaking of whack. I'm in West Coast America. I see. I heard that it's super expensive there. Well, I guess if you aren't in California comparatively, it wouldn't be. I'm also a night owl for the most part. I keep falling asleep later and later every day because night is just usually better. Was the name of the script too corny? Absolutely, which is why it's good. Let's look at it in a few places so I can... Yeah, I do like it. Cool, so... Yeah, I think the padding on all sides looks like very good. Pretty much, yeah, perfect. What do you think? How does it look to you? Having multiple sets of eyes to check something out is always very, very helpful. I'm thinking that when it gets bigger, I may want to rewrite it. I would fucking hope so. You're doing daytime thingies in Shell? Like, no. Looks good? Okay, I think I'm gonna keep it this way. So, let's take the paddings here, put them here. And this time I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I'm not gonna be unspecific. I'm gonna take all of this to make sure I specifically like point to that. Boom, boom. Yes, this is the element type, and this is the class, and another, hold up, and another class. 2du. This is more useful than I thought. Boom, boom. Damn, that's so cool. I can write messages if I want to, while still having a very minimal chat. I didn't think this was possible, but now I don't have the trade-off that I used to have. It's so cool. And better yet, once we like exit this window, I'll be able to, actually no, let's do a challenge. Oh well, here it is actually. Even if the chat is vertical, it still looks good. No weird padding on the bottom that used to be there as a workaround. Still chat, so it actually looks good now. Like, I'm getting happier by the minute with it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so padding is set. Now, let's fix this. Thingy that holds my side of chat input. So I need to be more specific on that. Let's comment this out. Really? Already? Well, that's alright then. I hope you have a nice sleep and have amazing dreams with whatever you want. Can I like reload chat? Yes, I can. Let's inspect. Now I can see the names again. So let's actually not make the same mistake again. So spawn. Wait, spawn? Oh, you'll be back. That's great. It's gonna be a great experience seeing you again on streams. Had a nice time talking to you. Okay, so I'm pretty sure just take this. And this thing that I used to trust, I actually can't, turns out. And I still have to do this bullshit. But fine. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And let's fucking go. So you have this, and then this. Okay, so change Q, boom, hold up, change X, OW, and that's a class, and then let's 2X, I wish it worked, DVH. Now we just take this and replace all the spaces with dots, all of them. Being super efficient here. Display none. The amount of display nones I'm using is insane. So once I replace, I can still see your names, but I don't see mine. However, it's still like I think affecting the wrong element. I need to affect the element up to it. So let's try to reinspect it. So this is the one that I actually need to get at. Let's edit this HTML. Blum 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 blum. Let's gr t this. Boom, boom. Df boom. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be more annoying than I think. Oh, I was wrong. Great. Amazing. Super good, actually. Wow, now this chat is actually good. Like, I actually like it. The last thing that I want to do is, I guess, make the padding here a bit smaller, but that's like, we'll get to it, maybe, maybe not. Change the color blue there. Yes, underline. Once it's focused, it uses some color. Yeah. How do I find where to change that color? Okay, so I think it's this. I want to see it change some here. Ooh, hold up, I have a way of doing this. I grab the color and search by the color. Unsurprising, they probably use some other way to display that color. This might actually be the animation CSS. Ooh. No? I'm looking for... Ooh, maybe this? Yeah, let's just look at when blue is there. Call to action inverse, how interesting. So if we change this to a different color, to pink, because I like pink. That's the ink inside capital word. Forgot to take it to my clipboard. I change, it's jumping around so much. No, select this and let me paste please. That wasn't it, I think. Maybe this. Ayo. I think everything broke. I think I broke chat. I unbroke chat. So it was neither of them, I think. Ooh. Maybe it's this one. No, I don't think so. It once again is like super surprised, lol. Yeah. That's not it. Maybe this. Like, it's selecting but doesn't let me edit. I have to do God knows what. Like, it's selected, let me delete it, right? Kinda confusing. I guess it takes some time for it to update everything, and that's why it holds up. So it's not that. Maybe this. We'll see eventually. What should be hard-coded? Like in JavaScript or something. Imagine. Okay. Not them. Maybe this. Yeah, let's look at all the properties. Maybe this. No. Nope. Okay. Trying to hunt down every single blue. Didn't I change you? I thought I did. How do I change you? Oh, just single click. Okay. Filled hover. Maybe it's you. This is a very like a long process. Uh-huh. What about underline? It's possible that it's actually transparent and something happens to it and then it becomes blue, where it's going to be very difficult for me to find it. So I think I changed every single blue that could be there. Ooh! Let's change this. Enter. Let's wait for it to understand itself. No. HTML, not style scope. Okay. No, I think I need to change it here because it definitely has in the CSS that when focused, do this thing. Right? That's how it usually works. Color. HTML, not style scope, huh? Let's change this to pink. No. Or at least not yet. Nope. Deprecated blue. Can I like yeah, let's change it to this. Boom. I found it. Oh my god, I found it. YouTube deprecated blue. Okay. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. So YouTube deprecated blue. Can I just... Yes, I can. Fuck yeah. So, you do HTML, I'm guessing, this, boom. Let's copy this entire thing. And boom, boom. Boom. Let's close this and restore. And pop out. And pop out. Nice! Now it's pink. That's cute. That's super cute. But why did it break again? What the fuck? Well, hold up. So at some point it just decided to, like, you know what? Nah. And that is because something here, probably. Right, so let's inspect it. Let's look for a minimum height. Oh, so now it works. Interesting. For some reason, YouTube live chat app. Okay, so I fixed it, but I would rather know why it even broke to begin with. Maybe because this isn't set to important. That's probably the thing. Let's save, close, and reopen. Boom, boom. That's super weird. I could be targeting the wrong thing. Minimum height. Let's just change them in the YouTube live chat app. YouTube live chat app. Okay. Fixed. So I guess I was targeting an element that's either just wrong or too specific. Fixed now. But actually what we should be doing, first of all, let's make chat this, move it. Move it down and make this window like smaller and VS Code bigger. Yes, like that. So something that we should have been doing throughout this whole process is making commits. But since so many changes are being made, it's like understandable to not commit because you're not sure what the fuck you're doing. And then once you do everything, you are sure. The fact that it's pink, and the pink that I use everywhere, it's so cute. But I feel like yellow will probably work better. Hold up. Boom. GR. Boom. Let's try that to see how that feels. Yeah, I think yellow works better here. That's so cool. It's now yellow. And it's like the perfect size. Wow. Okay. So I want to commit. Place for chat and scrollable area. First of all, basically, I stage this. And this commit basically means make chat actually resizable. So, first of all, let's make stylus, make chat actually resizable. Those are the changes for this. Are there any more that are the same exact thing specifically? No. No. Let's make a comment here explaining that my nickname in chat input box. Boom. So div with buttons under PFP. Underline of my chat when focused. Okay, and all the other stuff are stylus rectify chat, my chat input. You can even do something like this. Fucking cool. That's so fucking cool. And it's yellow. Oh my god. Okay, so let me push it because I might as well. There's entirely too much space before the PFP starts. So let's get on to that. Let's inspect. YouTube live chat item list renderer. Yes, this, and it probably has padding. Can I fold this somehow? I guess not. I have to scroll through every message first. Oh, because oh, I see why. Cursor pointer. Oh wow, you can change how the cursor looks. I guess so. That's cool. Padding. So padding between. Fuck. Padding between. I think the default looks good. I never had an issue with that specifically. But 24 is just unnecessary. Let's do it smartly. What's the thing? 3 from the left for my chat. Basically, I want the PFPs to start where my chat starts. I think that makes a lot of sense. So 8 is already not enough, even though it's 5 more. Okay, let's try 10. And 10 seems to be perfect. No, I think it's 11 actually. My eyes are fucking dying. Yeah, it is 11. However, due to how the C looks, like big, okay, let's change, or rather take this Did we? To make sure. Yes, we did. I definitely didn't copy that. But take this. Boom. And padding, let's just copy and paste. No, I think 11 is just straight up better. Okay. Each singular chat message. Okay. So that's now not taking up as much space as it used to. Now it's like more minimal. It's as if the chat has less borders. Okay. I don't like that it says chat here. But I don't think I can change what it says with CSS. Oh, that's a label. Area invalid. Area label is chat. Not a thing. Okay. Oh, hold up. Maybe I don't need quotes. It doesn't even seem like I need the semicolon. What? Yeah. That's not CSS. How do I delete this? Good question. I want to change this. But that's not a CSS property. That's like HTML stuff. Okay. I want to move out so that my cats don't annoy me. Gonna be honest. They're like sometimes just ugh. Can I use CSS to change the value inside of a element? I have a label. I want to change what it is. Who knows, maybe. Fuck, and the fact that chat just resizes correctly now, like, oh my god, that's so good. Thank you for just saying the answer immediately. That's great. So what we can do is just display none yeah. But now it looks kind of lonely, right? It's saying chat there. I think actually it brings value. Yeah, I think surprisingly it looks better, since it doesn't seem like I can change what's inside there. Unless every time I start a stream, I go into the HTML and change it myself. and just removing it doesn't seem like it would look good. Oh my god, now it's like almost absolutely perfect, and that's amazing. Except, yeah, I know that's gonna continue infinitely. That's somewhat the idea. Here, padding. Oh. Ah, so there is a way to reverse the order. How interesting. I'm not going to at this point, but good to know. So I can't quite like show it to you, but basically this container, the PFP starts at the left, and what I want to do is put it into the center and increase or decrease the padding. Ну что, кот? Ну что? Что ты от меня хочешь? Мяу. Ты даже мяу не говоришь. Скажи мяу. All right then. I don't quite understand why it's like, I guess it looks somewhat hidden. It's not really, but feels like it. While it is actually like active, I'm pretty sure. It's not like overridden. Border top. Uh-huh. I'll just trust it. Position. Relative. Padding, yeah. Overflow. Contain content. I fucking guess. Flex direction, row. Flex start. What I'm currently looking for is basically this element that contains the PFP and some padding. In that case, I should just search for padding. Right? So it has multiple paddings, which are just like, they just explain what is what. YouTube button padding. Oh, it might be somewhere here. Oh, let's just try toggling padding until it works. Because we can clearly see that the name starts here. Yeah. It's a lot of colors. A lot of them. Oh. So this is the actual element. I could open it this entire time? That is insane and crazy. That like answers a question or two. Right, margin right. Okay, not to that degree, but let's say basically so it looks like there is a space. Yeah, 9 looks good. Yeah, 9 looks incredible. So, author photo, YouTube live chat text message renderer. Boom, boom. And it's margin, not padding. Margin right is 9 pixels. Okay. Let's close and reopen chat. Cool. Now it's like way more minimal. And it looks as if there is just a space after the PFP, then the name, and then space between the name and the message. And it's like very, very minimal. We could remove the scroll bar, but I actually find it potentially useful. So yeah, fuck yeah. This is amazing. Now having chat on my screen doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like, yeah, that's like a good window. A good window is a strange concept, I'm sure, but basically Discord is a bad window. VS Code is a pretty good window. Better than most, like a respectable window. Terminal is the perfect window to ever exist. It's literally perfect. And YouTube chat was the worst. Yeah. Each singular chat message container, turns out, each singular chat message PFP container So what did we do here? We changed the padding of how chat messages look and also removed the spacing. Let's do this separately then. First of all, stylus. What's the word for make less? Like make it lesser? Lessen? Sure. Lessen padding of chat messages. And this stylus closen, making up another verb, lol. I know that these words exist, but they're weird. Closen PFP to name. Fuck. Now the chat actually looks good. That's so cool. Now to find a way to activate the chat. And it's yellow too. My favorite color along with pink. It's so cute. It's amazing. Yeah, cool. Now the chat is actually good. Now I'm happy with it. And I'm ready to end stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. A clean 3-hour stream. At least not 4. I feel like at 4, that's when I get truly crazy. I haven't quite reached that point thanks to the people that joined the stream. Sast and Natalie, thank you for watching. And you, the person watching the VOD, I'm glad you got here. I'm actually kind of surprised. Maybe now you have a bit more experience with how to use CSS to your advantage. Because by default, some things are just, oh my god, you know? So, thanks for watching, everyone, and goodbye! Following me on